Just start singing.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Xmas Your Enthusiasm. The randomly generated episode today, thank you, Internet, is the Five Wood. Season, whatever, look it up yourself. I have a programming note for you people. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to just do this like live as I watch the show, as opposed to watching it, making notes, and then doing the show. It just takes too fucking long. And to be honest, you people aren't worth it. Between the $0 I'm getting from this and the 0 chicks hurling themselves at me, I'm going to see if I can do this a little easier for myself, because that's all you people fucking deserve. So anyway, so we'll see how that goes. I may not even make it through the next 30 seconds with this. Speaking of, I'm always speaking of Wegmans, and I do have a Wegmans update on their pizza. Remember a couple episodes ago, or for a couple episodes, I was blathering away about the greatest pizza I've ever had in my life. The meatballs were sliced and everything, so I'll pause while you go back and listen to it, since you probably didn't first time through. Anyway, excuse me. The other day I was breezing by. Whenever I do my walk around with Wegmans, I start. It's also where the door pops out in the hallway. I do a little fly by the pizza counter, just check out what slices are popping at the moment. That's kind of the cool cat I am. And I got caught the other day. Usually I don't like to, if I'm not buying anything, I don't want to catch anybody's eye behind the counter. I don't want them to think I'm buying and bother them or whatever. So I just kind of stroll by, looking all cool and everything. But this time I got caught off guard by, according to the pricing system at Wegmans, from what I've judged on their cheese pizza and their cheese pizza with truffles, what I'm getting from seeing these prices is that truffles are apparently free at Wegmans, because it's $4 for a slice of cheese, $4 for a slice with truffles. So as someone who's never eaten truffles, probably never will, because they're just super fancy pants, that is not impressive, truffles, at all. Unlike Ruffles, if I can get that sponsorship now that I'm thinking about it, Ruffles, happy to talk about you for a couple episodes. So anyway, so I'm standing there laughing about that. I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden, this guy's standing in front of me from behind the counter, and I can see that he's the executive chef or something, because he's got the white chef's coat, and he looks like he's got the hat and everything. So it's also, I hate to say this isn't funny, but it is funny. Sometimes if I'm down there in the morning, I see this guy, the head chef, with the team gathered around their hot bar, which I love. You people know I love Wegmans with all my heart, but their hot bar is garbage. And I love walking by there in the morning, because I'll see them, the chefs, giving a little speech. It's like when you see in shows of hot shot restaurants, the chef gathers them. Talk about the specials of the day, what he wants to push, yada yada, whatever he's been working on. Try this, and I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, hey, here's today's fucking cheese sticks. I'd say they're make the same as the old cheese sticks, but they're probably literally the same cheese sticks. So that always cracks me up. Anyway, long story longer. So before I can even catch myself, because I'm usually horrified at making small talk because I'm so shitty at it, I just unleashed on this guy how much I love that fucking pizza. And I could tell, I don't know if a lot of people are cornering this guy and talking to him about how great Wegmans pizza is, but he was totally. And I asked him about the meatballs. I was like, this one time they were sliced. They're usually crumbled. Is this going to be a thing, And he was completely baffled. He was like, yeah, we usually just crumble. I've never done them sliced. But he was excited, and he was like, hey, if you want sliced, just, let me know. Which I was, it's super nice. I don't want to be the guy that calls and is like, hey, can you have chef slice the meatballs for me? But anyway, so it sure seemed to make his day. And, I'm still talking about that pizza. I'm still kind of nervous to try a follow-up. But we'll see. So anyway, that was nice. Had a nice interaction. Small talk with a stranger. Speaking of Xmas Your Enthusiasm, though, I did see news today, something about Larry David himself. is doing a show with the Obamas, something about history to celebrate next year's 250th or whatever, if we make it there. I didn't really read it. It's something about, the only quote I saw is, "Oh, don't think Larry's going to be the usual characters in history. He's going to be the characters no one ever knows about." So we'll see. I'll obviously check it out. I've always wanted to do something where it's like history side characters, like the shitty friend who like tries to talk the guy out of it, like Paul Revere. Like, Paul, what are you doing? Come on, we're having a couple of pops. So, the shitty guy who's like just sitting there next to Michelangelo while he's painting perfection, and he's just driving him crazy, yapping about whatever. That would be interesting. But so we'll look forward to that. What I'm not looking forward to is the sequel or offshoot, whatever, of The Office coming out September, because just the other day I fucking canceled Peacock because I went to watch an episode of The Office and it's fucking ads. And I'm like, number one, I am sick to fucking death of, like, I thought the whole reason we all started the streaming shit is to stop the ads. And now all of a sudden everything I have, even though I always get the premium or whatever, girls, things are good if you want to hit me up, DM me. Always get the no ad options or whatever, but I still get fucking ads. And I'm like, I don't want to. There's something about The Office, it's like The West Wing, where like something sacred about it just being available online, no ads. It just seemed fucked up to me, so I canceled. And now I see the new Office with Oscars coming out, so it's like, fuck. But you know what? Fuck them. I'm sticking to this. Fuck them. I can't be paying for no ads on Peacock, and all of a sudden ads. It's just like fucking. I actually called. This is what it takes to get me to call customer service. My house could be on fire. I'm not calling the fire department. So I fucking call Peacock, which I can't believe. And the guy gives me the run, blah 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 blah. And finally he's like, I'm just calling out what bullshit. I'm like, don't tell me I'm paying for no ads, and then it's ads, and he's trying to point out this and then finally he's like, well, sometimes it's ads. And I'm like, well, I said, I don't want to be crass. I did actually say that to me because I'm a gentleman. I said, it's like me telling a girl, no, I'm clean. I don't have any diseases or anything. Oh, except AIDS. It's like, how do you say no ads? And it's just fucking ridiculous. So I'm boycotting The Office and its reboot or sequel or whatever with Oscar. Sorry, Oscar, I love you. Hope it does well. But fuck Peacock. That is total bullshit. All right. That's all that. So like I said, I'm going to start watching the episode right now. I'm going to do this kind of live, and then I'm not going to keep live score, but I'll give the score at the end. All right, so this is Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Five Wood. All right, so Larry's been rehearsing for this play. This is the season where he's starring in The Producers, because that's going to happen and he's been going around with the is either director or the choreographer or something, and the choreographer's gay, and Larry's been acting gay, acting just like this guy. And Jeff confronts him, and he's like, dude, it's too much, tone it down. It's too much. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Jeff in that Larry is so over the top with fierce this, fierce that, and with his look at me, I'm doing gay, that it's got to be offensive. Like, it's like, come on, dude. It'd be like if he was walking around if the guy was black and he's just all of a sudden turns into, jive brother this, jive brother that, or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's too much. It's over the top. It just is ridiculous. Although in his slight defense, I will say, somehow I've become more aware whenever I watch. I mean, this episode was over 20 years ago, I think. Even that recent, or in my mind anyway, it's just the constant jokes about, like Seinfeld's the same way. The constant jokes about being gay or acting gay, even when they're not actually being, or they think they're not being insulting. It's just, even when they're just referring to like gay being okay, it's just crazy. It just looks crazy now. But anyway, Jeff's right. Larry, knock it off. You sound like an idiot. So, like I said, I'm not going to keep score or whatever, but that's Larry's first loss for the episode. And then right after this, Jeff yells at Larry about his locker. They're at their country club locker room. Must be nice. And it turns out Larry's locker it's a pigsty. Which, Of course, makes no fucking sense if you've seen the show and know Larry David for more than 0 seconds. You know he's a germaphobe, he's this, he's that. He's not going to be the guy that has a disgusting locker in this Richie Rich locker room anyway. And yet we're supposed to believe it. So Jeff is like, dude, you're a fucking pig, clean it up. And Larry's like, fuck you. Again, I can't believe black is white, up is down. Jeff is right again. Larry, another one, clean up your fucking locker. Although, again, I was going to say I blame the writers, but Larry is the writer. I don't know why he would do this. Anyway, so that's another loss for Larry. Sorry. Not sorry. And, of course, the fellas are having quite a time in the Roman baths here at the country club. Now they're fighting about Norm. This other guy came in and said so-and-so has Hodgkin's or lymphoma. And now Jeff and Larry are arguing about, is there a good Hodgkin's? Is there all bad or whatever? And Larry wins this because he references Charlie, excuse me, in Party of Five. And even though I watched this literally about 17 seconds ago, I can't remember who had what point. But Larry wins for reference. It's like he sounds like a brilliant judge making a decision. I'm ruling in favor because reference Charlie of Five, Charlie from Party of Five, circa 19. Blah, blah, blah. So Larry gets his first win of the episode. I don't even care what the fuck they're talking about. That was brilliant. All right, now they're heading out on the golf course, and Larry, whoever the guy's working there, I guess he has an accent, and Larry's like, are you Swedish? And the guy gets offended, and he says, no, Norwegian. And he's a little bent out of shape. And he goes on and on about it a little bit, and I'm like, I want to rule against Larry because why even? I mean, just fucking. But surely this guy gets asked this all the fucking time. Like, oh, what accent is that? Or whatever. And, it's ridiculous to be living in Los Angeles and be offended that somebody might not. It's a miracle he gets Swedish. I mean, I wouldn't have even gotten that fucking close. I just said Connecticut. So, fuck that guy. Come on. Grow the fuck up. Larry wins that one. Congratulations, Larry. Yes. Now, Larry's been doing the producers. His partner is David Schwimmer. Yes, that David Schwimmer. And he's fantastic in this. He's really great in this. And he told Larry that his dad has this company. He does a trail mix kind of thing. It's cashews and raisins. And Larry, of course, he's never heard of this thing before. But of course, when he goes next door, he's just surrounded by them. So because just like he can't leave his house without bumping into somebody he knows on the street. Of course. And he starts bitching because there's 4 almonds and the rest of the pack is stuffed with raisins. And he confronts a strong word, but, he brings it up to Schwimmer and he's like, well, would it kill you, Dad, to throw in a couple more cashews? And Schwimmer, they kind of go back and forth, and Schwimmer's like, the cost of this, the cost of that, what the fuck ever. And Larry's calling bullshit on him, and the rational part of me wants to say, Larry, you're wrong to even stick your beak in there, whatever. But that's wrong, because we can have opinions on snack, and Larry is 100% right. These fucking trail mixes that fill their fucking bags up with these goddamn rabbit turds, I've been screaming bullshit on them at least since I moved to Brooklyn and frequented my bodega. Unbelievable bullshit. You should be able to sue these fucking companies who just let's stuff them with. First of all, it's dumb that raisins exist because they're like, what do we have to do to take away the best part of a grape and still make people pay to eat them? And then let's fucking take up valuable space that could be, real peanuts, little corn chips, Doritos, whatever. I'll even fucking take pretzels, some. And you know what it took for me to fucking say that. That's how much I'm calling bullshit on this raisins shit in the trails mix. Larry wins this one. Sorry, David Schwimmer. Fuck your dad. He needs to get some almonds and some other stuff in there too. I don't know who's buying this. Just call it raisins. I don't understand anyway. So Larry wins that one. Oh, here's a real fucking beauty. So Jeff and Larry, now they're at Funkhauser's dad has died, so they're at his funeral. And they're standing there, and of course, Jeff points at some guy and says, Larry, oh, that's so-and-so. He wrote for Party of Five. Because Larry's a fucking walking Chekhov's gun. Like, of course, when he referenced Party of Five earlier, he's just going to happen to run into a writer from Party of Five who wrote that episode. So he goes to the guy, and of course, he gets in a little bit of an argument with the guy. Are you sure this was good at Hoskins? Are you sure it's a bad one? It's ridiculous. He loses that one. Plus, I don't know. I know I'm being unfair, but I'm probably dinging him unfairly because the whole just happened to run into the fucking writer from. I just fucking can't. I don't know why I fucking do this for you people. Okay. On a side note, they're here at this funeral. And the big thing of the episode, that is called the Five Wood. Larry goes to see the body, and of course he sees a golf club in there, and it was his club, his 5-iron, I guess. And so he's like trying to. He went and got another one. Now he's going to try to replace it or swap it out with his from this casket, which is ridiculous. I'm not going to score it. It's not a real confrontation or anything. I noticed since I'm doing this live, I haven't said transgression like usual. So that's going to go in the plus column for this hopefully new style. But it does make me wonder what I would put in my casket. I'll probably be cremated. Hopefully, or I assume. I don't know. I'm looking around. I don't have anything valuable. I certainly don't have anything anybody else would give a shit about. I guess the first thing would be my Telecaster that I've had for 30 years now. But, the way my fat ass is going, I don't know if there'll be room in the box for something of that size. So I'd go with my first EP, Take My Teenage Head, which I literally recorded 30 years ago this August. So maybe I guess I got my Telecaster. Oh, I got my Telecaster after that. I recorded the EP on my Les Paul. Anyway, I would have a copy I'd have my EP buried with me. So anyway, the ridiculousness of Larry trying to swap out these golf clubs in the middle of a funeral or whatever is beyond absurd. But it is a great question. What would you put in your casket for when you kick? Let me know. Call in at 1-800. Now, during the middle of the funeral, Larry's sitting behind some guy who shakes his head and dandruff goes flying. And instead of just being an actual normal human being and ignoring it, since they're at a funeral, Larry makes a point of whisper yelling at the guy, causing a little scene. Larry, you're fucking wrong. Just shut the fuck up. It's a little dandruff that gets on your fucking fancy rich pants you'll probably burn and launch into the sun when this fucking thing is over. Never wear again. Fuck you. You lost that one. Bye. And now, of course, Funkhauser's cousin looks in the casket and he sees that the clubs have been swapped out. And they immediately see that somebody had dropped a cashew in the casket. And Norm shouts out, hey, it's Larry. Says cashew. So now everybody turns on Larry and are like, it's like a mob coming after him. Which is ridiculous because all Larry has to say is, hey, literally everybody in this room walked by the casket just like me. Like, other than a fucking buffet, this is literally the worst time to make we found this in the cat here, so it must be you. But he doesn't fight back apparently, and they're kicked out of the club. I gotta side with Larry on this one. It's ridiculous. All he had to say was that he didn't, but he was still right. The other people were more wrong than he was right, but it still counts in his column. Congratulations, Larry. Now, Larry and Jeff are sitting there getting their ears pinned back by Susie screaming at them. Excuse me. Or Larry for losing their club membership, which, according to the last 10 seconds of watching, was Susie literally says it's their social lives. I've never heard of them going to this club up to this point or whatever, but whatever. It's the damage was already done. Larry kind of got fucked a little bit, but it's hard to defend. So I got to give Larry the loss. He got in his defense. He just kind of sits there and takes it. I mean, what the fuck else can you do? But one interesting note came up where Cheryl recommended, well, why don't we try this club? And Susie's like, fuck that. There's no Jews there. And Cheryl does say, hey, you know what? Come on. I spend all my time with you guys. I conform to that. It never goes the other way. And then they just immediately blow her off. Susie's like, fuck that. But Cheryl kind of has a point in that, yeah, they do. She does always tag along to their shit, and Larry doesn't seem to do the other. And anytime he does mention something about Chris, it's always a goof, and he's like making fun of her or whatever, which is fine with me, but it's probably not nice to someone like Cheryl. I feel like if I could come back in another life as a secular Jew, which I think Larry, he just looks so much, just looks like being Jewish is so much fun on this. I think I would have to side on this one. No, I was trying to side with Larry and them, but Cheryl's right. I mean, it's got to go both ways every once in a while, so I got to give Larry the loss on that one. But it was interesting that Cheryl did bring that up, which I don't think it ever really comes up again in terms of, hey, I'm always hanging out with you. I don't think it ever really happens again, but so that was interesting. Anyway, another loss for Larry. Bye. Ooh, now we have this is interesting. Larry versus Oscar the dog. Jeff and Susie's Oski. Larry does love Oscar. Larry goes to the bathroom. Now, first of all, they make a big point of showing Larry opening the door so that it reveals Oscar lying there on the bathroom floor. And it's like, oh, the dog in the bathroom, but it's like, why is the door shut? Did the dog shut the door behind itself? Who's walking by and seeing this? It's a little bathroom. It's a small bathroom, this big dog. Who leans in to shut the door and to close the door and like still doesn't see this big animal lying there? So are they telling me Oscar shut the fucking door? I don't fucking think so. So anyway, Oscar bites Larry's dick. Can't be doing that. Got to rule against Oscar on this. This is a perfect example, probably the greatest, the most meta example of this show's policy, or not motto. Mantra, or what's the word I'm trying to say? Anyway, sometimes sometimes it pays to just have a bigger dick in the room. Or fuck, what's our fucking thing? Our manifesto. Sometimes it's better if there's just a bigger dick in the room. In this one, it's it's not literal, it's opposite of literal. I've totally fumbled this one, but I don't give a fuck. And now they got to go to the dick bite hospital, and it's Larry, Cheryl, and Jeff. And Larry and Cheryl are like, you got to kill the dog. But, they're pissing Jeff's defending Oscar. And then he's like, hey, this is not the first time with you and the dog. And apparently, I forget which episode it was, but Larry was playing with Oscar, petting Oscar, and then he got an erection. Everybody gave him shit for it. And so Cheryl's horrified. And now it's going back and forth. What are you doing getting a hard-on with a dog? And blah, 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 blah. And, this one is tough. Number one, I'm team dog. Number two, sometimes they just happen. Erections happen. What are you going to do? There's no way we can even entertain the idea that Larry's like just wanting to fuck dogs. But I do have to rule for Larry here, because fuck Jeff. Why would you bring that up? If you think there's something sinister or weird, why would you bring it up in front of Cheryl? Like, I don't care. I know you're upset about them being mad at Oscar, but that's just a fucked up thing. I got to rule in Larry's favor, but boy, that was a fucking roller coaster ride up and down there. So, congratulations, Larry. Real quick side note: not a confrontation, but So yeah, Larry Cheryl drags Larry to this white conservative Republican country club, and I mean these boring motherfuckers. But unlike my secular Jews, I'm in love with. But it does let us see one of my all-time favorites, Ken Howard, who is of course Coach Reeves from The White Shadow, which you people need to stop right now and watch. It's only 3 seasons. Fantastic, brilliant show. I love you, Ken Howard. R.I.P. So that whole scene was worth it just to see him. And he does pop up in another episode. Super funny moment. I won't give it away, but I'm liking these about that. Oh, and that's the end of the episode. That was nice. 30 minutes, the way I like it. So anyway, I hope everybody liked this new way of doing this. It certainly took about a quarter of the time. And maybe I'll see if I can shave that down. Anyway, I'll give this a listen. My next walk around Wegmans. See if I like this style or go back to the other one. Either way, this is the episode you motherfuckers are getting. So hope you like it. Anyway, I just realized emergency break-in here on Xmas Your Enthusiasm. Never done before, but and all my excitement over this brilliant new format I'm doing for you people. You're welcome. I totally forgot to give you Larry's score for the episode. Larry won. He had 7 wins and 5 losses. So now his record for the season is 45-42. Not bad, Larry. Oh, and also, extra note about the Wegmans pizza. I forgot to mention. I think I've realized the reason they had sliced meatballs on that one pizza is because it was also during the brilliant sub I blathered on about to you people about that I loved, where they had it was cheeseburger, quote unquote, but it was sliced meatballs. I'm positing right now that when they were putting together this pizza, maybe they were out of meatballs, regular meatballs, and they just had a couple of sliced ones lying around for the sub. And I wonder so they just threw those on those. I wonder if that would happen. Maybe I'll bring it up to my new BFF chef downstairs. So anyway, thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time on Xmas Your Enthusiasm.